here. So, as all of us know, now we live in a very strange and uncertain times where our old lifestyles have become kind of memory. And I was born and raised in Tbilisi, Georgia. And my name is Masho. I'm an artist, designer, and founder of a parallel universe called Masholand. Masholand is the place filled with different creatures, places, and their stories. And I used to love traveling before the pandemics, and actually it was a huge source of my inspiration. And when I was 18 years old, it was the first time when I relocated. I went to Lithuania to study at the Art Academy. And it was really difficult for me to go from warm Georgia to cold Lithuania. And strange things started to happen after a couple of weeks of being there. People in the street started to look like some of my friends, and the places started to look like Tbilisi. And it was really amazing. I remember walking down the street and seeing one man that looked like one of my musician friends. And I started laughing, and he looked really strangely to me. And then I remember that as soon as it got warm, old Vilnius streets started to look like Tbilisi streets, and the old buildings started to look like Tbilisi balconies, and like all this warm feeling started to arise, like spending time outside with my friends, or even the smell of the plants started to feel familiar. And I think that is kind of a human nature to search for familiar and build upon it. And actually, I would start just like closing my eyes and dreaming about the mountains in Georgia or in different places around the globe. And it would give me the source of inspiration to write. I wasn't drawing by that time to write the stories of different characters. And this kind of pattern hasn't ended in Vilnius. When I was 22, I got a design internship in Hanoi, Vietnam. And when I went there, even though everything was drastically different than anywhere else I was, the markets and the people started to look very familiar. For instance, like these markets would remind me of Tbilisi bazaars that during my childhood, you could get pretty much everything there, these colorful goods and clothes and everything. It was packed with different people. And it was just like soon after being anywhere else, I would start finding similarities of some people or the places as I already been. Even the fashion, and this is this water market in Vietnam, and even like the fashion of Vietnamese people would remind me of fashion in the markets in Georgia. And in Vietnam, people wear this very beautiful clothes filled with different patterns. And in Georgia, even though it wasn't that colorful, it would still remind me of things. And it hasn't ended there. Also, like these lovely people, they were living next to my house. They were the owners of this small shop. And every time I would go outside, they would greet me, and they would remind me of Lia's and Gia's shop, which was next to my parents' apartment. And it would make me feel like I was back home, and it wasn't scaring me. So this pattern followed me in New York, in Egypt, in Barcelona, or anywhere else I would go. And I really started to see this pattern of my mind, that even the environment was super, super strange, it would still give me some points of adaptation. And in March, I came back to Georgia from New York during the pandemics, and I have been here since then. And this kind of thing started to appear in my dreams, which was really strange. For instance, like just recently I discovered that this doesn't happen to many people, but I have history in my dreams, and I have memories. For instance, like I know the streets and people that from previous dreams. And what I wanted to say. I forgot. For instance, like this is one of the examples. I have this repeating place in my dreams that look like one of the streets of Old Tbilisi. And in that dream, this street doesn't exist. It's just a combination of different streets. And in this dream, there is this pack of different dogs that are like human size. And in one dream, they were like protecting me. In another dream, one of those dogs turned into a human, which was like middle-aged man with black and gray hair and with green eyes. And this man actually appears in many other dreams, and he also always accompanies me during walking outside. And I don't know the reason, like why these things happen in my dreams. It just probably, if I was a psychologist, I could find an explanation. But for me, I think all these kind of things that happen during my travels and in my dreams, they are kind of a mechanism of adaptation. I find these similarities everywhere I go in foreign places, and this helped me to get a something like foundation to build upon it, and gives me the inspiration to create characters for Masho and from different universities. Thank you for your attention. That's it.
Oh, thank you, Masho.